If you are looking for something new and different for the upcoming Compliance Week celebration in November, check out The Compliance Kids. It's my 3-book children's series on compliance and compliance professionals for children. But they make great gifts and great training tools for your employees. You can check it out on Amazon.com. We've linked to it in the show notes. The Compliance Tip of the Day. This is the podcast where we bring you daily insights and practical advice on navigating the ever-evolving landscape of compliance requirements. Whether you're a seasoned compliance professional or just starting your journey, my aim in this podcast is to provide you with a bite-sized, actionable tip to help you stay on top of your compliance game. Join us as we explore the latest trends from the Department of Justice, share some best practices, demystify complex compliance issues to help keep your organization doing business ethically and in compliance, and at the end of the day, more profitably. Tune in daily for your dose of compliance wisdom. Let's make compliance a little less daunting, one tip at a time. Now a word from the sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, Ethico.
If you're a compliance officer, middle managers are crucial in getting your programs from you to your frontline employees. But how do we activate those managers and get them on our side? Ethico's new Middle Manager Toolkit equips you with the skills needed to empower your managers, to promote a culture where ethical behavior thrives and employees feel empowered to speak up. Learn how to turn frontline managers into ethical leaders with our new white paper, Empowering Middle Managers as Ethics Champions. And did I mention you can get the whole toolkit for free? Head to ethico.com to download the full toolkit today.
In today's Compliance Tip of the Day, we consider facilitation payments, which is one of the more confusing areas of the FCPA. Facilitation payments are small bribes, but make no mistake about it, they are bribes. For that reason, many companies feel they are inconsistent with the company culture of doing business ethically and in compliance with laws prohibited bribery and corruption. Further, the 2020 FCPA Resource Guide 2nd edition specifies that while payments may qualify as an exception under the FCPA's anti-bribery provisions, it may violate other laws both in the foreign country and elsewhere. In addition, if the payment is not accurately recorded, it could violate the FCPA's books and records provisions. Finally, the resource guide states whether a payment falls within the exception is not dependent on the size of the payment, though size can be telling, as a large payment is more suggestive of corrupt intent to influence a non-routine government action. But, like the FCPA's anti-bribery provisions more generally, the facilitation payment focuses on the purpose of the bribe rather than its values. So what are some of the areas that you should consider or questions you should ask? Number one, what is the size of the payment? What's the outer limit? If you're over $100, is that something? Is it $1,000? 2, what is a routine governmental action? If a company is entitled to this action, has it met the requirements to obtain the requested permit? 3, what's the seniority of the government official involved? This is significant because it changes the presumption of whether something is truly discretionary. 4, does the action have to be non-discretionary? Yes, because if it's discretionary, then a payment will appear to be obtaining some advantage not available to others. 5, what approvals should be required? A facilitation payment is something that must be done with an appropriate process. The process should be thought through by your company. 6, the risk of facilitation payments in third parties. Whatever policy you have, it must be carried over to third parties acting on your behalf. 7, should the facilitation payment be recorded? Of course it should be recorded and recorded accurately. And 8, monitoring program. Does your company have a monitoring program to take a look at the number of facilitation payments made, the amount that has been paid, where they are paid, and even the individual employees? A data analytics approach to facilitation payments is critical to monitoring the ongoing efficacy of your facilitation payment program. This is Tom Fox again. This new podcast, Compliance Tip of the Day, will appear daily. And frankly, it's one of the most requested topics for a podcast that I get on a regular basis. It's going to be short and sweet with one tip with some takeaways that you can utilize to implement into your compliance program. If you've got a question that you would like a tip on, please submit them through our website, and we will use them in an upcoming episode. The compliance tip of the day is a production of the award-winning Compliance Podcast Network. Finally, this podcast contains promotional materials.